Hey guys, it's Camus and welcome to Chess Beauty number 64. At the end of Chess Beauty 63, you were left with this position. This is a study by Kalandadze, and it's white to play and win. So if you're seeing this for the first time, have a go at it. Okay, so obviously we have this dangerous pass pawn, but black has his own dangerous pass pawns we have to worry about. Let's look at a couple of tries that don't work first. First of all, the obvious bishop takes g3. Then after bishop to a6, king takes h3. Bishop c8 is just a draw. That pawn on b7 is not going to go anywhere without being picked off by the bishop, which is just a straight draw. Okay, similarly, if we play king takes g3, bishop e4, king takes h3 is a draw for the same reason. So the only serious winning try in the opening position is b7. But now we have to reckon with black's pawns. He plays g2. And now, if we play something like bishop to b6 to stop him queening his pawn, he plays h2, we queen, he queens, we take his queen, and unfortunately, as black queens, he queens with check, and it's going to be a draw, but white is on the weaker side here, having a piece less. After g2, we can't play bishop to b6. The only sensible move, although it's a strange looking one, is bishop to h2. Naturally, black takes. I'll take your bishop, thank you. But this allows us to queen with check. And he plays king to h1. Now, if there were no black bishop in this position, such as this, we would win as follows. King takes h3. Black takes the opportunity to queen. But after queen to a8, queen to g2 check, queen takes g2 is mate. Similarly, after king takes h3, if he tries to under-promote to a knight, it doesn't help. King to g3, knight to e2, king to f2, knight to g1, queen to h8, knight to h3, and queen takes h3 is checkmate. So let's go back to our position with the bishop. Having the bishop here gives black some interesting drawing tries. So in this position, white could try king takes h3, but black has bishop to f5 check, king to h4, queens, queen to a8 check, king to h2, queen to b8 check, king to g2, king to g8 check, king to f2, and white has nothing better than to take the queen with a draw. So that's inadequate. So after king to h1, white's best try is queen to b7. And now black has two moves. He could play h2, but it doesn't work because king to g3, bishop to f1, because his white's threatening mate there, and now simply king to f2, and black is in zugzwang. He has to play something like bishop to d3, and then that's checkmate. So after queen to b7, his only move really is king to h2. And now white begins a curious stair-stepping maneuver with the queen, which is what attracted me to this study in the first place. Queen to c7 check. Of course, king has not many options. King to h1. And now queen to c6, pinning the pawn. And white is going to try to work his way down the board and checkmate him on g2. King to h2, queen to d6 check, king to h1, queen to d5. But now we run into one of those pesky drawing tries from black. He can play the rather incredible bishop to c4 here, and we'll look at that in a second. He could try king to h2, but it doesn't work because white controls f5. He plays queen to e5 check, and he's going to be losing there. So instead, after queen to d5, he has bishop to c4. Very clever defense. And now white must go back up the board. He's zigzagged his way down, but now he has to go back up. So if he took the bishop, of course, then g1 queening is simply a draw at the very worst. Alternatively, if he tries to go forward after, say, something like after bishop to c4, if he tries queen to e4, bishop to d3, continuing the harassment of the queen, queen to f3, bishop to e2, skewering the queen and the king, so he has to take, and now queening with check, king to h3, queen to e3 check, queen takes e3, forces a stalemate. Okay, so after bishop to c4, he has to go back. He has to go to c6. Now this is controlling e6, so the bishop has none of those pesky checks. So bishop to b5, and now he goes to b7, and now he's controlling d7, preventing another check from the white bishop. So bishop to a6, queen to a8, now he's controlling c8, but now black is run out of harassing maneuvers, so he has to play king to h2, and now after queen to b8 check, king to h1, king takes h3, king to g1, queen to b6 check, king to f1, queen takes a6 check, king to f2, queen to f6, king to e3, king to g2, and king takes g2 wins. Okay, so Kalandadze, the author of this study, is actually a composer from Georgia. He's an international master. Don't really have much biographical information on him. His dad was a famous chess composer also. Kalandadze is a specialist in rook endings, and he's written many articles and so on. Anyway, he seems to be held in high regard in the problem world, and rightfully so, as we can see. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that one. Let's look ahead to our next position. This is white to draw. Have a go at it, and we'll see you at Chess Beauty 65. Thank you for watching.